Hey there, hi there, Scorpios, and welcome to your month of May dream reading. This theme here is protecting your feelings, okay? Um, you're protecting your feelings here because, well, you don't really have a choice. The pain hidden by luxury. Okay, so you're hiding who you truly are. Number seven, confidence in the power of healing. I feel like for a lot of you, something serious um, might have happened to you when you were 33 years old. So this ultimately led to you like really trying to figure out what you could do to solve this dilemma you were having. And this led to you trying many different things. Um, and you know, Scorpio, if you can heal yourself instead of hiding your pain, then that's really what's key here. I want you to understand that um when you start this off with the protecting your feelings, I feel like for a lot of you at a very young age, you were forced to deal with a lot of adult responsibilities. And so this ultimately led to this pain you hid. So no matter how much success you achieved, you had to ultimately hide it. But then eventually, as you got older, you learned that you couldn't hide this pain anymore. So your confidence and the power of healing began to soar. You began to connect with this healer energy. Okay, so let's break this down. Okay, let's see what happened to you when you were 15 that made you have to protect your feelings and not really show who you really are in this new light, in this new form. Okay, so yeah, let's see what number 15 is all about. Okay, and this has to do with the third chakra, Manipura. Okay. Manipura is sometimes called the navel chakra. Actually, its position is not the navel, but behind it. It is a fiery chakra associated with fire and inner warmth. The color of the third chakra is yellow. In Sanskrit, the name Manipura means palace of gems. And I'm getting this message a lot when I do readings. Is like the message is like over and over again. The message seems to be like, um, you're a gem, like I see this a lot. It's just like almost like this Marilyn Monroe kind of effect where you see yourself in a new light, but it's happening at such, and I feel like you had such an adult like not child, I feel like you did have like a lot of stress when you were a child and had to deal with a lot of adult issues, I feel like. But also, you, as you transitioned into your teenage years, you began to question your identity a little bit and like who you are. So Minerva can be seen as the source of dynamism, energy, and willpower through action. Through rewards, the chakra is said to help transform desires into rewards and riches through actions. Okay, so you don't need to not do anything in order to feel um like you're meeting everyone's expectations. I feel like the more you do for yourself, the more your actions are going to align with that younger, youthful inner child, but like that teenage version of you. Not so much like you're almost like when you were 15 years old, you had to go through some kind of transformation. Um, Minerva is also considered the chakra of the ego, placed at the source of the identity of a person. It is the chakra that allows someone to say "I am," and is quite different from the expression cogito, ergo sum, desires and goals that come from a sense of identity are not instincts or primal needs. Rather, they are the expression of how a person is building himself or herself and how he or she is growing. Basic right, the right to act. We are deprived of this right when we allow society and social conventions to restrain our spontaneity and our will to act. Acting and doing things, leaving a mark in the world, are necessary parts of life. So when someone is saying stop acting, stop doing what you love, stop acting like yourself, stop transforming, stop creating, just stop. They're stunting you. And this happened to you when you were 15. Now, let's see what the number 15 is. So, protecting your feelings. Vishada, fish chakra, sun in Libra. I agreed to undress. I bared my feelings first. Then I bared my mind, and I bared my body, my soul. I bared all of myself except one secret something. And then I keep mine, even if I surrendered everything else. There always comes a time when we find ourselves naked, a willing choice, a risk, even a gamble. Being naked means being vulnerable. It can hurt deeply, it can leave scars. But what if we never showed ourselves without our costume or a mask? The body would become a fortress, pure and unconquered, and in the end devoid of life, so that under the costume and behind the mask there may actually be nothing. There is a choice, however, when to get naked, how fast, and how profoundly. Protect yourself, but savor the feelings of opening up. Let others accept you at the pace you are comfortable with. Okay, so this is what led to this, 33, the pain hidden by luxury. Okay, so I get the sense here that this is something you have a lot of things that you're proud of. In regard to this, but I also feel like you have to learn to let go some of the past, some of the past incidences where you were like almost like you grew up too fast is kind of like what I'm getting, sensing from this card almost. So let's see what 33 is. So the pain hidden by luxury. This is the Muladhara, first chakra, Venus and Leo. I have stood here before outside the pouring rain. I have seen sunset and dawn and then dried my tears. My clothes are my prison. My jewels are my shackles. My compliance is my jailer. Does happiness come as we expected? A person strives and runs, sometimes even jumps and dances, just to grasp a bit of precious luxury. It can be money, it can be beauty, it can be safety, it can be power. We all want it. It may be less important for some than for others, but the temptation of success is stronger than the wisdom of moderation. But once you have what you craved, how can the pain still be there? Covered by material indulgence, the hidden pain gnaws and groans, refusing to admit I took a wrong turn and I regret. So this is almost like the opposite of 15, because 15 you're like trying to bare your soul for someone, I feel like completely be vulnerable for someone, and then 33 comes in and you're like, damn, like I gave this person all of me and they rejected me anyways because I wasn't enough, or once they had me they moved on to something else. You know what I'm saying? Like almost like once somebody gets the prize, they're like on to the next prize. And instead of just like learning to, I don't want to say settle, but like just learn to appreciate what they have. And I feel like you were in this position where you gave someone your all, you bared your soul to them, and in return, they were like, okay, I'll say like, okay, you're awesome, whatever, I acknowledge you, but it's not in the design of what you were expecting. I think you were expecting to be acknowledged in more than just like a few words, or like that, I think you were expecting a more grandeur acknowledgement. And I feel like the luxury part is like they're like saying, oh well, it's a luxury to have known me or have been with me, but it's like no. No, sweetie. Okay, and that's where the ego comes in. And then we have here the number seven, confidence and the power of healing. So this led you to realizing, like, how can I help others heal from what I've gone through? If at such an early stage of my life, I went through this, feeling of being used, putting myself out there vulnerable, and then being betrayed, how do I teach others how they can avoid this for themselves in the future and prevent this from happening so that they're not being used? You know what I'm saying? Because I think at some level, there are people who are going to manipulate and use each other. So how is that? How are you going to heal that? How are you going to help others, right? You've had to first learn that for yourself. Okay, so let's see what this number 7 is all about. Confidence and the power of healing. Ajna. 6th chakra, Selena and Virgo. My body is covered by an ivory robe, but my face is naked, illuminated by an inspired light from within. My hands are capable of creating and protecting. Listen who you are, so young, beautiful, and pure. Love not yourself and the other, but love the other and yourself. It is said that only very special people are able to heal others and tend to the wounds of a broken heart. And it is also said that there are no hearts that have never been broken and no souls that do not bear scars. Sometimes you must believe in your power to heal, to be even for a little while, and in limited circumstances, that special person who can and will bring solace to the pain of those close to you. Just remember that the wounds and scars of the soul cannot be seen. Believe in what you feel, not just what you see. So the healing part here, that has to do with more in-depth soul searching and more in-depth realization and more in-depth tapping into that like empathetic part of yourself, because you can have on the surface, like, this is what surface level looks like, on the outside, a painted image, but what does that image, what kind of feelings, emotions, thoughts does that image invoke? And in this sense, the way this the cards have come out here, it's showing me that you started off learning about this very soulful, very caring, very romantic, vulnerable self that was experiencing love maybe for the first time, and not necessarily, like, not saying it was love or it was lust, or maybe it was a mixture, combination of both, but to you it felt like that romantic story book love. But then it turned out to be like this person was just saying, oh, like, you're just like, a name on a list of people that I want to like have be attracted to me, or I want attention from, or I want, to be with. But that's it. It's just like conquering sense of feeling, not actual like intimacy, not actual lifelong soulmate level forever and ever relationship. But then you get deeper into you realizing, like, this was a lesson in your transformation and your development into becoming this healer, becoming someone who can heal the wounds of a broken heart, who knows when someone is suffering from a broken heart and how to cure that, and also knows how to protect yourself from being the person who gets the broken heart too, right? Because there's certain levels of depth here and connection here, right? Where certain people are going to put up boundaries with each other to say, like, oh, I'm not willing to move in with you, but I'm willing to date you and see where it goes. And they still never get to that level of commitment where they want to move in, right? That's because their development and their journey is different from yours. And your journey, I think, is to see people's boundaries, accept their boundaries, and then heal people so that they can learn to move past their fears and their traumas and their heartbreak so they can experience love again, and not necessarily in a particular area where it's like you are the one doing all the work. No, it's just like you're providing them the answers. It's up to them to implement them in their life. So you're almost like you're giving the advice, but whether they take it or not, that's up to them. But that's kind of the story that's unfolded here, is like through your own heartbreak, through your own journey in love and romance and vulnerability and experience with